So this is ABC Home Commercial Services. We started out as a pest control company here in the 90s. And as time has gone on, we've kind of just added different services. We do termite work, rodent control, lawn care, lawn mowing, landscaping, Christmas lights, and irrigation work and tree trimming. So it's quite the operation going on here. So we started out here in mid to late 90s.
Wow.
But ABC's been operating since 1949.
Wow.
My grandfather purchased it in 1965 in San Antonio, and then my dad and my uncles have each gone out and kind of run their own offices. My dad, and the whole state of Texas is carved up. My dad's got Austin, San Antonio, College Station, Corpus Christi, and Rockport. And my uncle has an office in Houston and that whole area. And then I've got an uncle in Dallas. He runs a Dallas office, Tyler, in Oklahoma City.
How many customers do you service out of this facility?
Probably roughly about 20,000. Probably say 80% are pest control customers, and then they probably use a couple different services. How a product gets to a house is it'll be developed and it's got to get approved by the EPA, and then the chemical companies will then reach out to different pest control companies and try to spread some knowledge about their products, and then from there, if we decide to use them, they will sell that to the distributor, who then kind of packages all the different products we use, and then from there they bring it to here. They manage our warehouse for us, only charge us for what we use off the rack, and then from there we kind of rotate different products throughout the year, just so the pests don't build up a resistance. And then from there we just put it on the homes, kind of use what works, because different products obviously they all kill bugs, but it's mainly which specific need there is for that house. So we'll just kind of rotate and use different products, and a lot of it is based on the relationship that we have with the chemical company as well. So it different companies use different things, but a lot of it goes down to the relationship and the effectivity of that product. So all the chemical companies, we could easily use a generic brand of product, and if we really wanted to cut costs, but it just goes back to that relationship is just so solid that we've had with them for 20, 30 plus years, where we would rather use the name brand that's proven that works, rather than just the off-brand generic of just trying to be cheap. Yeah, I'd say we've probably got a span of 10 products that everyone on their truck has, and it's kind of up. We give the freedom to the guys in the field to kind of use what they think is most effective, because a lot of times guys will have different allergies to different products that they use, so it's kind of up to the techs to use which product they want. Obviously, we give them a little bit more guidance and knowledge about each one. We just ask that they kind of rotate that as the seasons go through, so we don't have to deal with a resistance buildup.
So how do you communicate with your suppliers? Does the distributor just come with the order sheet and you just mark down what you want, or is it electronic?
Or is it calling?
Well, we're kind of a little bit robust here. We fill out a form and fax it, which I don't know about y'all. I've never faxed anything since my parents fax machine at the house. I know you can go online and just order it right away, but for here we're a smaller office, so we just fill it out on paper and just shoot it to them. But I know at our headquarters office, they kind of track the inventory and see what we're using the most of and kind of relay that. The distributors work really well with the reps, so they kind of work hand in hand and speeding up the process of everything and kind of communicating. They're using a lot of this, or they're using a lot of that. There's always two sets of reps that we deal with. There's the chemical company rep, so there's probably 10 or 12 of those that are constantly in contact with our office, and then we have one distributor rep, and she probably comes in here once a month just to check on things and random things. But the chemical reps are probably a little bit more eager to get our business. Distributors, they got it. They just go get what we say. We want to start using more of this or more of that, and they just say, okay. They're just the order form takers, but they still want to keep that relationship too.
Right.
It's the product reps who they're need to be a little bit more aggressive with getting the product in front of our face, saying you need to use this. So they're more so on the service side, rather than the distributors are more so on the what can we get you side. The reps are really good. They know this business. They know when the peak seasons are. So obviously February and March is when they kind of pop in and just say, hey guys, season's coming, so they do a lot of education as well on their side, and it just comes from experience there too. The distributors manage all of our inventory.
Oh wow.
So that, yeah, we're one of the few companies where they do that for, to where they come and, like I said, our chemical room's kind of like a store, to where they keep it constantly stocked, but we only get charged for what we take off there and check out.
Okay. Is there any problems that you've run into at all in terms of like purchasing?
Yeah, just yesterday we put on an order for like 2 boxes of a product, and they showed up with 2 pallets of it. And we sent 90% of it back because it's just kind of an overkill.
So how does that happen? Is it in terms of entering it wrong, or
it could be that? I didn't really want to dig too deep into it,
Yeah.
just because I didn't want to have time to try to figure out on their end where it came. So I just kind of told them, just send it back.
Yeah.
But it was probably we faxed an order form to them, and they probably just misentered it and probably misread it.
Okay. Does that happen often, or?
Yeah, I mean all the time. There's human error in everything, so I don't blow a gasket over it. As long as the bill's lined up, they take pretty good care of us.
I have to ask, what is this machine right here in front of us?
That's our fertilizer for lawn. It's called organics. It's kind of natural and organic nutrients for the yard. We just recently switched to it about 6 months ago. So still, we're very big on it. It's very different than just like a granular fertilizer. But they stock this machine. You got to keep it like refrigerated. I just know it's really green and organic for the yard. But that's where we store a lot of our Christmas lights stuff up there. Another big issue that we have here is we're too big for this office now. Yeah, challenge is when you need to get to that point where you need to buy a new building, because we do want to add more services here. Like we're probably going to buy, probably get into air conditioning, plumbing, electrical, and window washing and power cleaning. Because we offer those in Austin. That's kind of what we want to offer here.
With the increased growth of ABC, it has become more important for them to manage their supplier relationships with both tiers of their suppliers, both with the chemical manufacturers and the distributors. So let's talk a little bit about their supply chain structure. So first, they have the chemical manufacturers, which manufacture a lot of the chemicals that they use to kill a lot of the insects and the rodents that are infecting houses. And then from there, they get sent to a distributor where they warehouse and palletize all of these chemicals and then send it to the retailers or the end customers based on the order sheet or the order form. Here's where ABC is on the retailer consumer side. So basically, they would really need to have a great relationship with both their suppliers in order to have better priority with ordering from the distributors, so they can get first dibs at a lot of the chemicals coming in. So how ABC would order from the distributors is, as is right now, is they would check the orders check the chemicals of the orders that they need, and then from there fax it to their distributor, which there's only one distributor for this whole area. He even told us that if this distributor went out of business, then they actually wouldn't know who to order from. So it's very important to maintain a good relationship with this distributor, otherwise they wouldn't have anyone else to order from. And from the distributor, it would go into a filing cabinet where they would keep record of all the orders that were placed by ABC, as well as multiple consumers and retailers in this area. As you can see, this ordering system is very complicated and long. It would take some time for it to get faxed over, and then for the distributor to go through multiple order sheets and then file it accordingly to each retailer. And from there, they would have to pull the ordering sheet and then pull the chemicals to go with the ordering sheet. And so it can get very complicated. And so what we would recommend them doing is actually implementing an online ordering system where they can just go online, place the order, and then the distributor and ABC can at any point in time go back and review the order to make sure that it is accurate. So multiple benefits of this is that it would increase the speed. As you can see, they don't need to go and fax it and then find it in the filing cabinet if they need to recheck an order, but instead they can just go online where it's all really neat and they can easily find what they're looking for. And it would make it a lot more accurate because then they don't have to go to the filing sheet and potentially grab the wrong order and then fill that order. They can just go online and check the order based on whatever it is online, and that makes it a lot more accurate. They also save money as well, so instead of having all that paper and clutter and the fax machine, they can just go online, which is free to use besides having to buy a fax and paper just to follow an order. They can just place the order online, and it also clears up a lot of space, so they don't need to store all that paper, they don't need room for the fax machines. It would be a lot easier for them to just go online and place the order. As a second recommendation, we would recommend ABC get a bigger warehouse space, because he mentioned while we were there that he didn't have enough room to store a lot of the chemicals, because his technicians do have preferences and allergies towards chemicals, so they do prefer certain chemicals to use, and so they would need a bigger warehouse where they can store all these different variety of chemicals. And one of the benefits to having a big warehouse is that although they would need more inventory, a lot of the inventory costs would be handled by the actual chemical manufacturer, or by the distributor, because any inventory that they don't use, they will just bring it back and it wouldn't be any cost to them for them to return. And so they can basically have a huge store right there for them where they can kind of pick and choose what they want and not have to worry about the inventory cost with it. In summary, we would recommend ABC implement an online ordering system because it is faster, more accurate, and provides a cost saving to them compared to the traditional ordering process. And we would also recommend a bigger warehouse so they can store a wider selection of chemicals.